couple of seasons ago, I had been toying with the idea of going down the stallion track. We were an agistment business that adjusted both racehorses and broodmares for clients and grew out young stock, and we were ticking over very nicely, thank you very much, and I was up for the challenge of just at least putting my toe in the water of the stallion game. Thought about maybe a horse that would be better relocated into Victoria. Danzero sprung to mind straight off.
When people talk of Danehill's irrevocable connection to the Australian breeding scene, one of the names that is integral to the story must be Danzero. He became the first Southern Hemisphere Stakes winner for the late champion sire when he won the Maribyrnong Plate on debut in 1993. And only a few months later, Danzero opened Group 1 doors for his sire with a victory in the Golden Slipper, the first of 5 for the breeding legend.
And Danzero pulled right out to the middle of the track, is starting to warm up now at the 200 Lord Jim, headed by St Covered, but here comes Danzero. Danzero down the outside is about to swamp these leaders. Danzero coming at St Covered. St Covered is kicking again. It's St Covered and Danzero. They hit the line, heads up, heads down. I reckon Danzero a breath to St Covered in a head bobber.
Retired to start in 1995, Danzero was crowned champion first season sire of 1998-99, with names among his first crop including champion 3-year-old Fairway, as well as Group 1 winning filly Dan Glisser. In 2004, Danzero joined the list of Golden Slipper winners to sire a victor in the same race, when his son Dance Hero led all the way in race record time, leaving some big names in his wake.
Dance Hero still the leader from Charge Forward. Lingy, is she running out of ground? Dance Hero in front holding Charge Forward. Dance Hero wins the Golden Slipper from Charge Forward. Lingy third, Fastnet Rock fourth. Probably
until Piero came along in this last 12 months, the best 2-year-old of our generation. Not only did Danzero win the Triple Crown, as Piero did, he also won a Magic Millions. So he was just a phenomenal horse, Danzero, and he just gets a good horse all the time, Danzero. He's able to produce a stakes horse every season and multiple stakes horses every season, and he's still very popular in the ring. Everyone can relate to him. Trainers like them, they're tough. Syndicators like them because he's got such a fine record, and you know you're going to get a winner out of him.
In 2011, the evergreen son of Kauru Star mare Confidentially was purchased in part by Anthony Mithen to stand as the foundation stallion and his Rosemont stud.
Probably felt that he was probably being left behind a little bit at the Hunter Valley with the new kids on the block, and getting into the twilight of his career, there's no doubt about that. I thought he might be an opportunity for me to put the toe in the water without spending a whole lot of money and give Victoria a proven son of Danehill, Golden Slipper winning son of Danehill, and see how we went at the stallion game.
Since his relocation to Rosemont, Danzero's number of individual stakes winners has grown to 40, and the veteran remains a popular option for Victorian breeders.
He's a picture of health. He's done a great job for us. Fertility slowing down a little bit that first season. I got a bit of an uppercut. Inundated with inquiries and bookings to the horse. We got as high as 90 booked to the horse, and he couldn't cope with that at his age, which was my first lesson in the stallion game. We pulled his book back, and we managed to get 30 odd in foal, and that was pretty good effort. He covered just 25 mares last year. Want to restrict his book to about that number going forward while he's still healthy and fit and gets them in foal. We'll keep the numbers small to maximise the opportunities for the mare owners to get their mare in foal. Myself and a couple of shareholders are in the horse. We'll support the horse as well with probably a dozen mares. So really, it probably only leaves a dozen or 15 bookings for Danzero, and we've already taken a handful. So people that want to get in quick and give us a call.
Aside from his headline acts, Danzero has also sired the likes of Nicanero, Danny Martine, Dan Xylem, Extra Zero and Happy Zero. And in a case of like father like son, Danzero is also emerging as a broodmare sire, with 12 individual stakes winners. Now rising 22, the Grand Stallion's first Rosemont offspring are on the ground.
You know what you get with Danzero. Sometimes you don't always get the best head on the horse, on the foal, but we've got some really attractive ones, that be said, and always well boned, great muscle, look like ready to run little goers, correct. There's some really nice foals around these paddocks. There's a lovely filly out of My Fancy, the family of Mr. Obliging, of course, a listed winner, out of Obliging Miss by Tierce, My Fancy, and she's just a really stylish filly with a nice head on her and well marked, and gets along over the ground really nicely. We've just weaned her, and I think she'll do up into a lovely yearling if the owner wants to present her at a yearling sale, or alternatively race her on.
This colt is out of the Zabeel mare Jazz Baby, who hails from the same female family as Lotteria and Tattletale.
She's the mother of Overquota, so it makes this horse a half to Overquota, who won last year's Kilmore Cup. So he's a cheeky little colt that looks like he's got a bit of speed about him, and again well marked, nice head on him, and good bone and athleticism about him. So there's just a couple of examples of some nice foals that people can look forward to breeding in the twilight of Danzero's career.